Let's talk now about another aspect of the speech from Rishi Sunak today. He did talk about wanting to basically bring in a smoking ban. This is effectively a gradual ban on smoking, which would mean that a 14-year-old now would never be able to legally smoke. I'm joined now by Hazel Cheeseman, who is Deputy Chief Executive at ASH, that's Action on Smoking and Health. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for joining us. Let's have a little watch and a listen to what Rishi Sunak had to say to the party faithful in the conference hall just over an hour and a half ago.
I propose that in future we raise the smoking age by 1 year every year. That means a 14-year-old today will never legally be sold a cigarette. For a Conservative, measures that restrict choice are never easy. I know not everyone in this hall will agree with me on this, but I've spent a long time weighing up this decision. Simply put, unlike all other legal products, there is no safe level of smoking.
Now, all of that, of course, is true. There is no safe level of smoking. Hazel Cheeseman, did you welcome this announcement?
I mean, certainly. I mean, what a great signal to send from the platform that the Prime Minister has around the importance of addressing smoking and the very profound impact that it has on society, on the health service, on social care, on productivity, to stand up and say, we're going to phase it out. This is the direction that we're going. We don't want our children to smoke in the future. I mean, we enormously welcome this and the opportunity to engage in a conversation about how to make it happen in practice. I
mean, there have been so many measure after measure to try and tackle smoking. It's got down from being completely the norm. I mean, I started out in newspaper offices where people were smoking at 6 a.m, even cigars in the office. I've been on, been on aeroplanes, used to sit in the cinema, on the train, people sitting there smoking was completely the norm. And people would just think that was bizarre now that people would do that. It's now just people sort of huddled outside the office having a fag in the rain, isn't it? It's a very, very different world. And we have seen smoking down to, I think, 13%, a lowest point. But the biggest single driver of that hasn't been, the ban on smoking in pubs and restaurants. I remember when that came in, because it came in while I was pregnant, but I was really annoyed that I wished it had come in a bit sooner. But it was actually the arrival of vaping. That's helped so many people kick the habit really, really easily. Do you think that actually this is a step that, I mean, I say you can support it, but is it really necessary? People in their millions have moved to vaping, which is, although maybe not desirable for an organisation like you, is so much healthier than smoking cigarettes. Why do we need to even carry out this measure?
Well, the lessons of the last couple of decades is there isn't one thing that's going to solve the problem of smoking. Vaping has a role to play, absolutely, in reducing the number of people that smoke, but so have all the regulatory measures that we've put in place over the last few decades. They have all inch by inch helped to create this world where, as you say, smoking down the pub seems like a complete anachronism where it used to be completely normal. And it is, smoking, we want to make smoking history. Most smokers wish they'd never started. Pretty much nobody would want to see their children start smoking. And it absolutely is a needed measure because people start smoking when they're teenagers. Pretty much everybody has started smoking by the age of 21. So if we want to end smoking for good, then it is these kinds of measures that we need to put in place alongside making sure that we are supporting the adults that are already smoking to quit.
Well, that's the thing. I think certainly Conservatives would find it was a step too far to ban people who've been smoking for years from having a cigarette. The idea is that if you already smoke, that's fine, you're legally smoking, but you won't be able to start and coming up to norm. I agree with you. I mean, I'd be horrified if my daughter smoked, absolutely horrified. The punishment for that, I haven't even got round to thinking how bad that would be. However, we're going to be in a strange situation in, 10, whatever years' time before then, where you've got someone whose birthday was on, December the 31st, or someone whose birthday is on the 1st of January. I can buy cigarettes, you can't buy cigarettes. We're going to have, a 45-year-old and a 55-year-old. 55-year-old could buy cigarettes and the 45-year-old can't in a few decades' time. That is very strange in the sort of, once you're an adult, then you're allowed to do things that adults are allowed to do, like buy cigarettes, like buying alcohol and things like that. Having different grades of adults at this randomly chosen age where two people standing side by side, born even a day apart, can't buy the same legal product, that's a bizarre state of affairs. Don't you agree?
I think when we get to a few decades' time, it will be irrelevant because the 45-year-old will not be smoking. I firmly believe that this ambition to make smoking history can be achieved and will be achieved in the next couple of decades. And this is part of the package of measures that will get us there. I mean, the government have also announced today that they'll be doubling the level of investment to help smokers quit, and they'll also be putting more money into enforcement and more money into the mass media campaigns that motivate people to stop. This isn't about doing one thing, it's about doing a package of things and having a future where the idea that somebody is smoking at all is as anachronistic
well, that's certainly what that's certainly what the hope is. We shall see. Hazel Cheeseman from ASH, the Action on Smoking and Health. Thank you for joining us.